Hey guys, Sammy Reviewer here. It is 3:31 p.m. on April the 8th, 2015, and I'm gonna get down on the floor and show you my romance novels. You hear a woman saying, "Don't do something." It's my mother, and she's babysitting. Let's get this started. Now, I do have young adult, which means I have the Twilight Saga, so if that's something you don't like, please just ignore that part. Sleeve to Breaking Dawn. This is not a Twilight book, but this is a book I need to get the rest of. It's called Fright Time by... I don't know who this is by. But it has 3 books in it. The White Phantom, Nightmare Neighbors, and Camp Fear. I read this a lot in my teens. That's why it's messed up. Twilight. Sleeve to Breaking Dawn. Eclipse. Short Second Life of Bree Tanner. Got a lot of hate in this. Okay. This is the sleeve to Love Her Mind by J.R. Ward. I don't like the sleeves, so I take them off. I keep them. This is the sleeve to Love Her at Last by J.R. Ward. This is New Moon by Stephanie Meyer. And this is a romance novel. It's called Night Storm by Kathleen Coulter. I took the sleeve off, but this is how far I've gotten in it. Yeah, I'm ashamed. Ashamed of myself. This is Breaking Dawn by Stephanie Meyer. And this is Love Her Mind by J.R. Ward. This is Lover Enshrined by J.R. Ward. Haven't read that one yet. This is Lover Awakened, which I did read, and I absolutely loved it. And my favorite is the first book by her. Dark Lover, Love Wrath, he's my favorite, and Lover Eternal. Now the books I'm giving away, one of these I bought a long time ago in school. It's Anne Rice, Claiming of Sleeping Beauty. By the way, I bought this in school. I hope this doesn't offend anybody, but it's the Second Daughter, Story of a Slave Girl by Mildred Pitts Walter. That's getting old. Now on to the other books I have. This is Flowers in the Attic by V. C. Andrews that I need to read. And this one is a book I bought for my wedding, which I'm not married. Getting Hitched Without a Hitch. Got a Bible down here, books from my childhood, 2 other books. South Carolina Ghosts, They Are Among Us by Linda L. Hall. And my favorite book I read in high school, S.C. Hinton's The Outsiders. Okay, now getting on to my other books. And these are all romance novels. This is Lover at Last by J.R. Ward. This goes on my tree for next year. This is a book that goes to a Garth Brooks CD and DVD set. Okay. This is called Chain of Night by Alyssa L-A-R-I-S-S-A-I-O-N-E. It's called Chains by Night. It's a vampire. It's the Moonbound clan vampires. And I love Lisa Kleypas. I have some of her books. Lisa Kleypas, again, The Magic. I need to read this. Okay. I bought this and I hadn't read it yet. Well, I've read some of it, but not a lot of it. It's called Kissing with Fangs by Ashlyn Chase. Need to read it. Okay, this is by Margaret Moore. It's called Kiss Me Again. This is Bewitching the Highlander, which I started reading and hadn't finished, by L-O-I-S-G-E-M-I Man. When I cannot pronounce names, I spell. This is by Sandra Brown, Hidden Fire. I hadn't read this yet. This is one I've read and hadn't finished. Loved by a Warrior by Donna Fletcher, F-L-E-T-C-H-E-R. Fern Michaels, Hey Good Looking. Need to read that. Okay, this is Hot Chocolate, and it's written by Susan Falter, Lori Foster, Eden Mengling, and F-A-E-R-N-E Preston. That's getting sold. Haven't read that yet, won't read it. It's called Turbulent by the Sea by Christian Feehan, F-E-E-H-A-N. This is Gina Shortwater's Playing with Fire. It tells of an extraordinary girl, which I need to finish reading. This is a Gina Shortwater book I've read more than once. And it's Heart of a Dragon. I absolutely love this book. And I agree with this. This is said in 2008 when the stock market crashed and sales were... For homes were low. If men read romance novels, they would know how women think. I hadn't read this, but it's from the year I was born, so I'm not getting rid of it. Christmas Stories from 1992. I hadn't read it, but it's from the year I was born, so I'm not getting rid of it. This is by Jane Feather, called The Accidental Bride. Need to finish it. Excuse that, that is Facebook, which I'm going to cut off right now. There. Now I need to finish reading these. The Eternal Beast. This is not the first one, which I need to get the rest of them. Hate when I buy them like that. And this is 22 Nights by Linda Winstead Jones. I got it at the Goodwill. Need to read it. I need to read Joanna Lindsay's books. This is Prisoner of My Desire. I love her books on audio, but I just need to read her books. And just forget that she's from Germany. This is Moved Heaven and Earth by Christina Dodd, her timeless novel. Let me read that. This is by Mary Higgins Clark, Let Me Call You Sweetheart. You need to get rid of this or read it because I hadn't really read it. This one I bought and I need to read. Catherine E. Woodiss, Woodiwiss, called the Elusive Flame. I Love This Bar by Carolyn Brown. I need to read this. I need to finish this. It's called The Tender Warrior by Fern Michaels. I need to read these. And I need to get the rest of these books to read it, because I don't think this is the first book. But this one's called The Wild One, which I started reading and hadn't finished. Hadn't even went to chapter 1 yet. It's called The Wild One by Denise Eagan. The Husband Trap by Tracy Ann Warren. The other ones of these are The Husband Trap, the Wife Trap and The Wedding Trap. This is Joe Goodman, called Only in My Arms. This is another one by Johanna Lindsay, called Until Forever. This is one I found and I need to read. It's called The Midnight Caller by Rebecca York. This is one I started reading and hadn't finished. It's called Once Is Enough by JAQUELINSUSSANNS. And I don't know if I will read it or not. And this I need to read. It's by Connie Manson, A Breath of Scandal. I guess this was Lover Sweep. Somebody ripped the cover off. I bought it this way. It's by Jane Houston, Slightly Shady. And this I started reading and I don't really like. I'm going to get rid of it. It's by Rosalind Brooke, called Beyond Forever. I'm not going to read that. This is Jane Feathers, called An Unsuitable Bride. All the books in this series is A Wedding Rager and Rush to the Altar. And I'm going to keep this because I just want to read it. Myths of Greeks and Romans by Michael Grant. It's not a romance novel, but I do like Greek mythology because I had to learn about it in high school. Johanna Lindsay's A Rogue of My Own. Love her audiobooks. Johanna Lindsay's Surrender My Love. Other book I need to finish reading. Elaine Kaufman, Let Me Be Your Hero. Lindsay Howard's Dream Man. I need to finish this. And I'm probably not going to read this. It's Jane E. Castle, OBSIDIAN, Pray. Yeah, I'm not going to read that. Elizabeth Boyle's Along Came a Duke. I'm going to try to read that. Sabrina Jeffries, Let ROGESUS Lie. Like Sleeping Rogues Lie. Let me read that. Someday. This is the first romance novel I bought. That was by Kathy Maxwell. The price of IDSCRETION. And this is a blazing little Christmas with 3 riders. I'm not going to read it. Next shelf. Lisa Kleypas' Love Come to Me. This is the second author I wrote. This is not the second book I've read, though. Love in the Afternoon. Need to read it. Stranger in My Arms. Need to read it. Because You're Mine. Suddenly You. It Happened One Autumn. I read this and I love it. Tempt Me at Twilight. I need to read it. If I don't say the person who wrote it, it's because they were all by Lisa Kleypas. Here are my other Lisa Kleypas novels. Mine Till Midnight, and I'm getting drowned in books here. Devil in Winter. God, this is good. Secrets of a Summer Night, and another copy of Devil in Winter. I like having 2 copies of books just in case one of them rips or gets read too much. Midnight Lady by Rosemary Rogers. Passion's Bride by Joe Goodman. Need to read it. Warrior's Woman by Johanna Lindsay. Need to read it. Shannon Drake. Need to finish this. Called The King's Pleasure. I'm going to get rid of this. Fanged and Fabulous by Michelle Rowan, author of Bitten and Smitten. Need to read that. The Prince of Midnight by Laura Kinsale. Need to read that. Jamfire by Robert Lee Hatcher. I ain't going to read this. I can't pronounce that. By Dora Joy. I need to read that. Here's another small one I'm going to get to later. These are my other books. This is a pirate romance. I need to read it. By Mary Rogers, called Jewel of My Heart. Why Dukes Say I Do by Amanda Collins. I need to finish this. Elaine Kaufman, The Highlander. I need to finish that. Lone Star Magic by Karen Woodon. I'm not going to finish this. I need to just get rid of it. Janet Chaplin, The Man Must Marry. Need to finish that. This is The Highlander, Stolen Touch by Terry Brisbin. Need to finish that. These are all Harlequin books. I'm getting it now. Bed Spell. Fiancé for the Night. Housekeeper's Happy Forever. Need to read that. Night Rescue by Cindy Dean, because I'm not going to read that. Eclipse by Rebecca York. I'm not going to read that. ARGNTINIAN, Playboy Unexpected Love Child. I ain't going to read that. Ultimate Seduction. Not going to read that. Memories After Midnight. I'm not going to read that. Christina Gabrielle, with, for some reason it says the wrong bed. Strangers in the Night. Need to finish that. Smoke and Mirrors by Lisa E. A.R.L.T. And this was on a movie channel, TCM, of Harlequin movies. This is Lisa Turner's The Wanted Woman. I'm not going to read that. Linda Conrad, Safe by His Side, The Safekeepers. Not going to read that. This was started and couldn't get into. 9 Month Protected by Julie Miller. Not going to read that. Family of Bride by Lisa Childs. I'm not going to read that. Spaniard's Revenge. Going to read that. Flirting with Fireworks by Teresa Carpenter. Not going to read. The Manor. The something Greek Island Mistress. I'm not going to read that. Arrogance. INVARDER by Jenny Arden. I'm not going to read that. Accidental Mistress. I think I'm going to give this a read. Every Girl's Secret Fantasy. I'm going to try to read that. The IKH Phosphorus Unwilling Wife. I'm not going to read that. Penny Jordan's A Bride for His Majesty's Pleasure. I'm not going to read that. The MARCHESE Phosphorus Love Child. I'm not going to read that. The Greek Boss's Bride. I'm not going to read that. So the books I'm going to read, I'm going to put up. Yeah, I'm not going to read The Midnight Caller. If y'all want to cut this video off now, you can. It's just me putting up my books now. I'm not going to read those. I'm not going to read that. No, I'm not going to read that. Okay, so this is the books that I'm keeping. The ones behind me I'm throwing away or selling or something. I know this didn't look like me cleaning out a lot of my books, but this is just so much I'm not going to read. And I thought I should do this. So this is Stirling Reviewer signing off. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. Have a good day. Evening, afternoon, whatever.